Okay, well, for Life Is Not As Sweet, all of the tracks had already been recorded except for the drums, many of which were done in Nashville. So when I heard it, I got a big grin on my face because it reminded me of a big Sunday morning second line march going down through New Orleans. So I wanted a feeling like that, but at the same time, the song's lyrics and some of the horn licks and everything really allude to just a zany, old-timey humor. So I wanted that element in there. And what's more humorous than a mechanical calliope percussion setup? So in order to get that, instead of using a bass drum, I used an 18-inch floor tom with a towel set over it to get a real large, sloppy sound. Then we took a Black Beauty, muffled it a little bit, and tuned it way down to where the head was flopping, and used very loose snares. Because whenever you see those calliope machines, every time the snare beater hits the skin of the snare, you just see the snares getting ready to fly off the other end. It just sounds god-awful. So that's what I was going for. Then I wanted marching cymbals, so I took 2 ride cymbals of different sizes and stuck them on a hi-hat stand. And it not only gave me a real dark and strange pitch, but it also gave me a much longer sustain than using smaller, regular-sized hi-hat cymbals would. So then you end up with something like this in only one pass. And that's the Human Calliope.
That's it. And to put on to the backside of what Jeremy just said, for miking, for the low tom, we used a Sennheiser 421 for the top for the attack. We used an old AKG 414 Silver Surfer for underneath to collect all the low end. Standard 57 on top of the snare. And 609 underneath the guitar amp mic for the snare bottom. AKG 451 pencil condenser and for the cymbals, and then of course the old trusty Neumann U47 for room. That's what we did. Life Is Not As Sweet.